Mark Abraham. I'm a vet. I'm currently sitting in Terminal 4 in Heathrow Airport, about to get on a flight to Tel Aviv. I'm going to spend 6 days out in Israel with the charity Safe Haven for Donkeys in the Holy Land, who specialise in treating abused donkeys and educating the people who own them and who use them. There's a population of working donkeys. I'll be staying on a sanctuary near Netanya, and I'll keep you updated throughout the week in this video documentary.
Well, I'm Lucy Fenson. I am originally from Brighton in Sussex, and I now live in Israel where I run a donkey sanctuary and an outreach project to help working donkeys and horses. My whole mission started when I was about 19 years old. Basically, I finished school, went to sixth form college, and after college always felt that I wanted to go and work abroad. And the place I chose to go to was to Israel to volunteer on a kibbutz for 6 months. From there, I eventually found what's called the Jerusalem Society for Protection to Animals, and I ended up basically working voluntarily, looking after about 100 cats and kittens and dogs and puppies. One day, just tied up outside our shelter in Jerusalem, I noticed a little donkey who had been hobbled with barbed wire around his front legs. So I took him in, decided to help him and tend his wounds, that sort of thing, and to try and find out who the donkey belonged to. And I eventually found out he belonged to some Bedouins who used him for work very intensively, but unfortunately they really not abused him but just mistreated him quite badly. They never gave him food, water, tethered him with barbed wire which had just eaten into his legs where they'd hobbled him. All through my life I'd always ridden horses and wanted to own a horse, and all of a sudden this little donkey became that horse that I'd always wanted. This went on probably for about 3 or 4 years that I was continued to work voluntarily at the SPCA in Jerusalem and looking after the donkey, until eventually one day the Bedouin owner decided to come and take him away, and that was that. And I didn't see the donkey for months. And I eventually decided back then to go around my friends and try and raise some money between all of us to raise enough to go and buy the donkey, which is exactly what I did. And when I bought the donkey, of course, everybody said to me, well, this is crazy. With that money, the owner will go and buy another 3 or 4 donkeys. But I told myself, no, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to make it my mission in life one day to come back and perhaps set up some kind of shelter or sanctuary for donkeys in Israel, because nothing existed to help donkeys.
Okay, so we're in Qalqilia, which is a Palestinian town near a military checkpoint. It's a field clinic, and people bring their donkeys here and horses to be treated, have their wounds cleaned, get advice, sometimes just for grooming. It's that simple. The main message is that people are coming, and trust, which is the most important thing here, is being earned every time a clinic comes back. Animals are bringing people together. Today we've seen mainly Muslims, mainly Palestinian Jews coming together, being helped by Christians, being helped by Jewish people, because we just want the donkeys to get better. Behind me, you can see occupied territories, meant to be a very hostile place. I've really experienced no such thing. Everyone's been very friendly. We're here to help the donkeys, but it seems that the deeper message of bringing people together to work together for the love of animals and for the respect of animals is actually running very deeply here. Here's an example of hospitality. Shukran. Shukran. It's been given a tangerine by a local boy. who's Arabic, who's not really meant to like me at all. So, a great example of what's going on here.
I am Pierre Charvet, I am the vet. I am a practitioner since now 16 years. Okay, and I work with the shelter. I think something like 6 or 7 years.
How many times a week do you do the clinics? The
clinic here?
Yeah.
When we are outside, I try to be every time that we are outside. And in the shelter, I am every morning and in on call. I am 24 hours on emergency call. Outside here, we seen a lot of brutality. Okay, what I call brutality is that the owner didn't understand that they must give a little respect to the animal. They think that the animal only give him a little food and you can put iron in the cart and it will be okay. And we see a lot of bruises, a lot of deep wounds that sometimes require surgery. You see, it's the typical problem with carts, okay? With the improper harnessing. You can see here, it's healing, but it's an open wound. I think that my job as a vet here, it's a special work. I think that it's englobed two parts. The animal part and the psychological part of the owner.
Yeah.
And I try to explain the owner that a donkey, it's like an engine. If you want that it will work, you must put oil. To put oil is to give food and care.
Sure.
And I try to work with the people and to be the friend of the people, not to be the doctor.
To earn their trust.
Yeah. I joke with them.
Yeah.
And I am not a doctor here.
No.
I am a friend of them.
Sure.